You know me, SDMT. Let's get it, baby. You already know what time it is. We got that hot news and them hot takes with SDMT. No cap. Let's get to it, man. Today opened the first day of NFL free agency, man. You know, one team just really stood out and made a lot of moves. I really didn't see this coming. I thought, the Patriots, I'm going to tell you right now, they're normally kind of conservative. They'll get, they'll make a few moves, but they don't really do what they did today. They went crazy today, man. The Patriots snapped. I wasn't expecting this. They definitely, I believe, won the first day of free agency. Bill Belichick and, Kraft, the Patriots, they're trying to make moves. They missed the playoffs. They're not used to that, obviously, and they're really trying to get back that deal to back a winner. You know what I mean? They got away with, not having a lot of weapons with Brady, but now they understand that they need to adapt and they need to get some weapons to be able to compete in the AFC and hopefully get the playoffs and who knows, maybe a Super Bowl, a bit. But let's get to it, man. The first big move they made, it was a few big moves. Before that, they got a trade for Trent Brown, one of the offensive linemen. They got him back, so that's huge. They try to help their offensive line. Then they re-signed Cam to a one-year deal. He gets 4.5 base, but with incentives, he can make up to 14. So that's huge. I wasn't expecting them to bring Cam back. I didn't know he didn't have the best year. I had high expectations, and he was okay. He didn't go crazy. But at the end of the day, he came into camp late. He didn't get a full, off season to really come in and learn that playbook and get that chemistry with his guys. So I think the Patriots, they want to give Cam more time. And obviously for them as well, it's a one-year deal. So if they do draft a quarterback or they do make another move, they don't have to, it works in their best interest and won't hurt them in the cap for next season. And if Cam, has a great year, this will help him going into his free agency, because we can never forget, man, Cam is super talented, and the Patriots, they definitely know that. And Josh McDaniels, I really think part of them going crazy in free agency was Josh McDaniels. He has a plan. He has a plan for Cam. He has a plan for the offense. So we look at what they did today, man. They snapped. They got Jonnu Smith from the Titans, a versatile tight end. He had over 450 yards, about 8 touchdowns last season. So, I think Josh McDaniels really liked him. He knows that Cam works really well with tight ends. We saw him and Greg Olsen. They had a great relationship. So Cam likes bigger receivers. He throws the ball kind of high at time. They say when he misses high. So if you have a taller receiver, that can help him, like Kelvin Benjamin was and Greg Olsen. So he likes the taller receivers. Jonnu Smith got a 4-year, $50 million deal, man, with $31.25 million guaranteed, man. That's huge right there, man. That's the biggest offensive deal from the Patriots in a long time. Gronk and Randy Moss made around $9 million, at that time. But this is definitely broken a barrier for the Patriots for skill positions to pay a skilled player over $10 million. They really are high on Jonnu. A lot of people may say that this could be a reach, and a lot of teams may get roasted for maybe overpaying for this tight end, but I think the Josh McDaniels factor, he has a plan, and that's a guy that they really wanted. You can tell by what they spent on him and that offense, what they're looking to do, and definitely use him with Cam. You know what I mean? Then they went and got Jalen Mills from the Eagles. He's a solid DB. You know what I mean? He's a gritty guy. You can blitz him. You can throw him in coverage. I think he's a perfect fit for the Patriots defense. I think Bill Belichick's going to using him, moving him around, and taking advantage of his versatility and also his toughness and his playmaking ability. So I like Jalen Mills. I think that was a key acquisition for them. They also got Nelson Aguilar. Let's go back to Jalen Mills. He got a $24 million deal with $9 million guaranteed for 2 years. Nelson Aguilar, 2 years, $26 million. So Nelson Aguilar, I really liked him when he was on the Eagles. With the Raiders, he had some struggles, but he's a guy that I think is a good fit for the Patriots because he adds depth, and then also he's a guy that can move around. And with Josh McDaniels, I can tell what he wants to do is move guys around to create matchup issues. So with Jonnu Smith, Nelson Aguilar, you move them around, move to the slot outside. Have Cam running some options, some runs, just doing a lot of creative things with that offense. And I think that's what you're going to see what the Patriots are doing and what they're going to do even going into this draft, making more moves to, build this new offense. I think Josh McDaniels didn't have the parts that he wanted last year, and he's getting them this year to help Cam be successful with the Patriots. Now, they also brought in Kendrick Bourne, 3 years, about $22.5 million. Kendrick Bourne was he's a guy with the 49ers that, he's definitely can add depth and he can add some playmaking ability. He's not going to be, the number one guy, but he's a guy that you can add to, your core receiving core that, can help your depth, and he can make some plays in key moments, So that was another key move to help with depth, especially the Patriots have been getting, roasted for not having enough weapons for Brady or Cam. They've gotten away with not having elite receivers or solid receivers or, good depth at receivers for a while. So we look at these moves, they're tired of that. They're making these moves to get Cam weapons. Now, I'm really happy for Cam because we're going to really get to see what he can do. Now, this is a huge year for Cam because we can't really have no excuses. If he doesn't get hurt or anything crazy happens, he's going to have weapons and he's going to have Josh McDaniels in that offseason, and they're going to have time to, build a winner, and get a dangerous offense. So we look at that. And they also got Matt Judon, 4 years, $56 million with 32 guaranteed. A defensive end, a pass rusher. So, He, he's a key player. And when we look at that, they are making these moves that they got in from the Ravens, but they're making these moves that some key players, and they're spending money. This is different for the Patriots. They're spending money. The Patriots are known for a pension organization. They're known for, getting more for less. That's what the Patriots are known for. Now they're spending money. And I think what brought them to that is missing the playoffs. We got to look at what that team has done for so long, making the playoffs so consistently, making Super Bowls, and to miss the playoffs, that was hard on Bill Belichick. That was hard on the Kraft family. They're used to winning. They're used to being in the playoffs, and they're used to competing. So last year was rough, and they have been hot and on fire in this free agency. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to be up early, Follow me on Instagram at SDMT619. I'll be getting that news out there for you guys. I'm going to catch up more videos on here, too. I got to catch up on a lot of things. But, man, I'm very hyped about the Patriots. I wish my team was so active, how's your team doing on free agency? Drop in the comments below. But I'm happy for Cam, man. I'm happy for the Patriots. They're making moves. And if I was a Patriots fan, I would be hyped. I would be lit. You really have something to be happy about because your team is trying to make moves so they can compete. Because they need it. They don't have Tom Brady anymore to carry them. In these moments. So when we look at the Patriots, man, I love what they're doing. I expect more big moves. I can't wait for the draft to see what they do, whether they trade some picks or pick up some veterans or get a quarterback. Who knows what they do. And it's exciting, man. It's exciting. NFL offseason, I love it. Hopefully you love it, man. And that's what it is. That's a wrap. No cap. And I'm out. SDMT!